I am discussing about constructivism. Constructivism is a theory learning that emphasizes the active role of learners in constructing their own understanding of the world. Rather than passively receiving the information, learners build knowledge through experience, reflection, and interaction with the others. This approach is rooted in the idea that knowledge is not a fixed entity to be transmitted, but dynamic evolving construct shaped by the individual perspective and context. Constructivism is the theory that says learners construct knowledge rather than just passively take in information. As people experience the world and reflect upon those experiences, they build their own representation and incorporate new information into their pre-existing knowledge. Constructivism knowledge is constructed by learners is the attempt to make sense of their experience. A key principle of constructivism active learnings. Learners are actively involved in the learning process, engaging with materials, ideas, and experience to construct meaning. Prior knowledge learners bring their own experience and prior knowledge to the learning process, which shapes how they understand their information. Social interactions learning often occurs through social interaction where dialogue and collaboration with others helps define and expand understanding. Contextual learning knowledge is constructed within a construct, meaning that environment and situation in which learning occurs influence how information is interpreted and retained. Problem-based learning, constructivist approach often use problem-based or inquiry-based learning, where learners are presented with real-world problems and must apply their knowledge and skills to find solutions. Major theories Jean Piaget and Vygotsky, John Dewey, Piaget theory cognitive development emphasize how children actively construct knowledge and their progress through different stages of development because he highlighted importance of social interaction, cultural tools in the development of the cognition introduction concept like John proximal development GPD and scaffolding. John Dewey advocated the experimental learning where education is grounded in real life activities and reflecting thinking. Constructivism as the assimilation and accommodation. Assimilation refers to the process of taking new information and fitting it into a existing schema. Accommodation refers to using the newly acquired information to revise and redevelop an existing schema. New information and fitting into existing. Assimilation, accommodation refers to sharing newly acquired information to revise an existing schema. Difference between traditional and constructivist classroom. A traditional classroom curriculum begins with the parts of the whole emphasize basic skills. Curriculum emphasizes big concept, beginning with the whole and expanding to include the parts. Strict adherence to fixed curriculum is highly valued. Pursuit of student cohesion and interest is valued. Materials are primarily textbooks and workbooks. Materials include the primary source of material and manipulative materials. Learning is based on repetition. Learning is interactive building and what the students already knows. Teachers disseminate information to students. Students are recipients of knowledge. Teachers have dialogue with the students, helping students construct their knowledge. Teacher's role is directive rooted authority. Teacher's role is interactive rooted in negotiation. Assessment is through testing and correct answer. Assessment includes students' work observation and points of view of as well as test process in the incorporated products. Knowledge is seen as inert. Knowledge is seen dynamic, ever changing with our experience. Students work primarily alone. Students work primarily in groups. Essential components to constructivist teaching provoke prior knowledge. New knowledge is created in relation, learners' pre-existing knowledge, create cognitive dissonance, assign problems and activities that will challenge students. Knowledge is built as learners encounter novel problems and revise existing schemas as they work through the challenging problems. Applied knowledge with the feedbacks encourage the students to evaluate new information and modify existing knowledge, reflect on learning, provide students with an opportunity to show you and themselves what they have learned. Activities might include presentation, reflexive papers, or creating an step-by-step tutorial for another students. Constructivist classroom is an educational environment where the principles of constructivism are applied to teaching and learning. In this setting, the focus is on fostering active student-centered learning where the students construct their own understanding through experience, reflection, and collaboration. Key features of constructivist classroom, student-centered learning. The classroom is organized around the students' needs, interests, and period knowledge. The student takes an active role in their learning, making choice about how they learn and what they explore. Teachers act as facilitators or guides rather than the authoritative source of knowledge. Active engagement learning is hands-on with students engaging in the activities, experiments, discussion, and projects that require the critical thinking and problem solving. Students are encouraged to ask questions, explore different perspectives, and test their ideas. Collaborative learning emphasizes its place on group work and collaboration. Students work together on projects, share ideas, and learn from each other. Social interaction is key as learning is seen as the social process where students construct knowledge through dialogue and negotiation with peers. Real-world connections, lessons are often connected to real-world contexts, making the learning relevant and meaningful. Problems-based learning is common where the students solve real-life problems or work on the authentic tasks. The curriculum is flexible, allowing for exploration and inquiry that stems from students' interests. Scaffolding and differentiations. Teachers provide supports and guidance as needed gradually, reducing the assistance as students become more competent. Process known as scaffolding. Differentiation is the key strategy with tasks tailored to meet the varying needs and abilities of students. Ensures that all the students can participate and succeed their own level. Reflective thinking students are encouraged to reflect on their learning experience, think critically about their understanding, and consider how new knowledge fits with their prior knowledge. Reflection is often facilitated through discussions, journals, or self-assessment activities. Assessment as learning, assessment is an constructive classroom is often formative and ongoing, providing feedback that helps students improve and deepen their understanding. Traditional tests may be supplemented or replaced by portfolios, projects, presentations, and other forms of assessment that reflect students' learning process and outcomes. Big concept, student cohesions, primary data source, and teachers as the mediators, students as thinkers. Examples of constructive classroom activities, inquiry-based projects, students might work on research project where they choose the topic interest, investigate it using various resources and present their findings to the class. Problem-based learning, students could be given a complex real-world problem, designing a suitable community and work together to develop the solutions. Experiential learnings, activities like science experiments, field trips, or simulations allow students to learn through direct experience and reflection. Reciprocal teaching learning all allow pairs of students to teach each other. Inquiry-based learning. Learners pose their own questions and seek answers to their questions by the research and direct observation. Problem-based learnings, learners acquire knowledge by devising a solution to the problem. Cooperative learning, students work together in small groups to maximize their own and each other learnings. Characteristics of constructivist pedagogy: shared knowledge between the teachers and students, shared authority between teachers and students. Teachers act as the guide or facilitator. Learning groups consist of a small number of students. Universal Design Learning (UDL) provides the multiple meanings of engagement, provide multiple means of representation, provide multiple means of action and expression. Engagement, represent action and uh, action expression. Universal Design Learning (UDL) is an educational framework that aims to create inclusive learning environments by providing all students with equal opportunity to succeed regardless of their abilities, learning styles, or backgrounds. UDL is based on the idea that curriculum should be designed from the outset to be flexible and accessible to everyone rather than retrofitting accommodation for individual learners after that fact. Key principles of universal design for learning. Multiple means the representation. This principle focus on presenting information in various ways to accommodate different learning styles and abilities. Examples include using text, audio, video, diagrams, and hands-on activities to convey information, ensuring that content is accessible to learners with different sensory, cognitive, and linguistic needs. Multiple means of the action and expression. The how of the learning, the principle emphasize the providing students with the different ways to demonstrate how they know and how they can express their understanding. Examples include allowing the students to complete assignments through the various formats such as written reports, presentation, artist creation, or digital projects catering to different strengths and preferences. Multiple means of engagement. Why of the learning? This principle is about motivating and engaging learners by offering the options that tap into their interests, challenge them appropriately, and give them a sense of purpose. Examples include offering choice in topics, types of activities, or levels of difficulty, and providing opportunity for self-reflection, goal setting, and collaboration. Application of UDL in the classroom, flexible curriculum. UDL-based curriculum is designed to be the adaptable and offers multiple pathways to learning. This includes the variety materials, activities, and assessment that cater to a wide range of the abilities in and interests. For examples, a science lesson might include the video, text-based materials, interactive simulation, and hands-on experiments, allowing students to engage with the content in different ways. Inclusive assessment, UDL encourages the use of the diverse assessment methods to give all the students a fair chance to demonstrate their knowledge. This might include the traditional test projects, portfolios, peer assessment, and self-assessment. Assessments are also designed to be the ongoing to formative, providing the continuous feedbacks that helps the students improve and learn. Technology integration. Technology plays a key role in the UDL by offering the tools and resources that make the learning more accessible. For example, screen readers, text-to-speech, the software, interactive apps, and digital manipulative can help support diverse learning. Online learners platforms can offer personalized learning paths, allowing the students to progress at their own pace and according to their interests. Cultural and linguistic responsiveness, UDL acknowledges the diversity of learners' cultural and linguistic backgrounds that aims to provide culturally relevant and linguistically accessible materials. This might include the providing bilingual resource, incorporating the multicultural perspectives and allowing students to use their home language in learning. Collaborative learning, UDL promotes the collaboration and social learning by encouraging the group work, peer teaching, and discussion that include all students. This helps to create a supportive learning community where different perspectives are valued. Benefits of UDL accessibility. UDL removes the barriers to learning by considering the needs of all the students from the start, reducing the need of the later modification or accommodation. Inclusivity, by addressing the diverse needs of learners, UDL creates a more inclusive classroom environment where everyone has opportunity to succeed. Flexibility, UDL's flexible approach allows teachers to adapt their teaching to meet the needs of the students, including those with disabilities, English language learners, and those with the different learning styles. Implementing the UDL, start small, beginning with incorporating one or two UDL principle into your existing lessons, such as offering multiple ways of students to engage with a topic or demonstrate their understanding. Use technology to provide flexible options for learning, such as the interactive content, digital tools for expression, and resources that support diverse learning needs. Reflect and adjust. Continuously reflect on the effectiveness of the UDL strategies in your classroom and be open to making the adjustment based on student feedback and outcomes. Scaffolding is educational strategy used to support students as they develop new skills and knowledge. The term is derived from the construction industry. Scaffolding provides temporary support to workers while they build a repair structure. In the educational context, scaffolding refers to the support provided by teachers or peers to help learners achieve the task or understand concepts they might not be able to handle independently. Key concept of scaffolding, supportive frameworks. Scaffolding involves providing a framework that supports learners while they are developing new skills. This support is gradually removed as students become more competent and confident. Temporary assistance. The assistance provided through the scaffolding is temporary and is intended to be removed once the learner has acquired the necessary skills or knowledge. Tailored support. Scaffolding is customized to the individual needs of students, and this means the level and type of the support is adjusted based on the learner's current abilities and the complexity of the task. Gradual release of responsibility. The goal of the scaffolding is to gradually transfer the responsibility for learning from the teachers to the student. Initially, the teachers provides more guidance, but over time, students are encouraged to take the more responsibility for their learning. Techniques for scaffolding modeling. The teachers demonstrate a task or skills to show students how it is done. This can include the think aloud, where the teachers verbalize their thought process while solving a problem. Guided practice. Teachers work with the students to practice activities, providing the support and feedback. This might involve step-by-step instruction or collaborative problem solving. Chunking, breaking down the complex tasks or information into smaller, more manageable parts helps the students focus on this aspects of at a time. This makes it easier them to grasp the overall concept. Promoting and questioning. The teachers use prompting and questioning, use prompts and or questioning to guide the students' thinking and help them find solutions of their own. This can include the hints, leading questions, or cues that direct students towards the next steps. Use of visual aids, providing the visual supports such as diagram, charts, or graphic organizes helps the students organize information and understand the relationship between the concept. Peer supports, encouraging the students to work together and support each other, can provide additional scaffolding, peer tutoring, group work, and collaborative projects allow students to learn from assist one another. Checklists and rubrics, providing the students with checklists or rubrics can help them understand the criteria for the success and monitor their own progress as they work the through tasks. Benefits of scaffolding: enhance the learning. Scaffolding helps students understand and retain the complex concept by breaking down into the manageable parts, providing the supports as they learn. Increase the confidence as the students receive the appropriate supports and gradually succeed tasks. This confidence in abilities grows. Improve independence. Scaffolding fosters an independence of gradually shifting the responsibility from the teachers to the student, helping them become more self-sufficient learners. Personalized learning, the tailored scaffolding address the individual needs of students, making it possible to provide the differentiated instruction and meets diverse learning needs. Scaffolding in practice: reading the comprehension. For example, text and teacher might start by previewing the content with students, discussing key vocabulary and asking the guiding questions, and students become more familiar with the text. The teacher gradually step back, allowing students to work independently. Ma- Math problem solving: so a teacher might demonstrate how to solve a type of math problems. They guide students through several examples with the assistant. Eventually, students practice solving similar problems on their own with a less direct support. Writing: in writing instruction, a teacher might model the writing process, provide the graphic organizers to help students structure their ideas, and offer feedback on drafts. As students gain confidence, they are given more autonomy in their writing process. Implementation tips of scaffolding: assess readiness, gauge the students' current abilities, and provide scaffolding that are appropriate for their level of understanding. Provide a clear instruction, ensure that the support you offer the clear and easily understood by the students. Monitor progress, continuously assess the students' progress and adjust the level of support as needed. Encourage self-monitoring, help students develop skills to monitor their own progress and identify when they need additional supports. Zone of proximal development is a concept introduced by Vygotsky and a psychologist as part of his sociocultural theory, cognitive development. Jeopardy represents the range of the tasks that a learner can perform with the help of the more knowledgeable person, but cannot perform independently. It highlights the difference between the what a learner can do alone and that do the guidance. Knowledge of others, technology and tools. What I can learn with the help of JPD beyond my reach. What can I learn on my own? Key concept of zone proximal development. Development range, the GPT is situated between the learner's current level of independent performance and their potential level performance with the assistant. It encompasses tasks that are too difficult for the learners to accomplish alone, but can be achieved with the support. Social interaction, because she's emphasized the role of the social interaction in cognitive development. The JPD is a space where the learning occurs through the interaction with the more knowledge others such as teachers, peers, and or mentors. Scaffolding is closely related to JPD. It involves the providing appropriate supports that helps learners achieve tasks with their JPD. As the learners gain competence, the supports is gradually reduced, fostering independence. Potential for growth, the JPD highlights the learner's potential for growth and development. It focuses on what learners are capable of achieving with the right guidance rather than what they can do independently. Application of the JPD education: differentiated instruction. Teachers use the concepts of JPD to tailor instruction to meet the varying needs of students. By identifying each student's JPD, teachers can provide appropriate guidance and support, enhance learning. Guided learning in a classroom setting, the teachers might model tasks, provide structured practice, and offer feedbacks with each of the students' GPT. This helps the students develop skills and understanding they can later apply independently. Collaborative learning, peer interactions can also support learnings with the JPD. More knowledgeable peers can help experienced students understand concept and complete tasks, facilitating the mutual learning and development. Formative assessment, teachers can use formative assessment to identify students' abilities and adjust their teaching strategy accordingly. This allows for targeted interventions and support based on student current abilities and needs. Examples of JPT in practice: mathematics. Students who learning to solve algebraic equation might struggle with the steps involved. A teacher can guide the student through the problem solving process, providing hints and explanations. As the students become the more proficient, the teacher gradually reduces the level of support. Reading instruction, a teacher might be a student decode challenging words or understand the complex passage. Initially, the teacher provides the explicit guidance and strategies. As the student gains confidence and skills, they are given more opportunity to practice independently. Writing, when working on a writing assignment, a teacher can help a student organize their ideas, structure their paragraphs, and revise their drafts. The teacher offers supports with the student JPD and gradually encourage the students to apply these skills independently. Benefits using the JPD targeted support: by focusing on tasks with the JPD, teachers can provide support that both the relevant and effective, helping studies progress at an appropriate pace. Enhanced learning, students are the challenged to reach their potential while receiving the necessary support, leading to more meaningful and sustainable learning. Increased motivation, when the students experience success with tasks that are with their JPT, they are more likely to feel motivated and confident in their abilities. Implementing JPT in the classroom, assess the individual needs, regularly assess the students' abilities, and identify their JPTs to provide appropriate challenges and support. Provide a varied support, use the different scaffolding techniques such as the modeling, guided practice, and the feedback to assist the students with the JPD. Encourage the collaboration, foster peer interaction, and collaborative learning opportunities to raise the strengths and knowledge of others. Roles of teacher in constructivism. In the constructivism classroom, the teacher role to create an environment where the students feel safe to explore, make mistakes, and learn from them. Teachers provide the necessary tools, resource, and guidance, but allow students to take ownership of the learning journey. This approach can be highly effective in developing critical thinking skills, creativity, and deep lasting understanding of the material. Application in education of constructivism. In education setting, a constructivism leads to teaching strategies that encourage the exploration, inquiry, and the use of hands-on activities. Teachers act as facilitators, guiding students through learning process rather than directly instructing them. This approach fosters critical thinking, problem-solving skills, and deeper understanding of the material. Okay, I'm discussing about constructivism. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your patience. Let us know. Bye bye.